अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिम् ईडे। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घभवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषां धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। कस्मै येन विभासितोऽयमतुलो ज्ञानप्रदीपः पुरां तद्रूपेण च नारदाय मुनये कृष्णाय तद्रूपिणां योगीन्द्राय तदात्मनाथ भगवद्रादाय कारुण्यदः तच्छुद्धं विमलं विशोकम् अमृतं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलम् शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेदि तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षदां तमोऽन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द भुजगुप्तायां द्वारवत्यां कुरुद्वः अवात्सीन्नारदो भीक्ष्णं कृष्णोपासनलालसः We are on the second session, second day of Srimad Bhagavatam Ekadasha Skandha. What will one get by listening to Bhagavatam? And what is there in Bhagavatam? It is already told. It is pure, unadulterated dharma. Dharma projita kaitava. And it bestows freedom from fear. That is what Vasudeva is asking here. Vishvato bhayat, from various kind of fears. The sign of jnanam. In modern language you can say enlightenment or realization or illumination, whatever. The sign of jnanam is freedom, release from fear. It is release from ignorance. So hence it is called Shivadam. It gives you, bestows you Shivam. Shivam means Mangalam, auspicious. And when you attain that, Tapatraya Unmulanam. We have three kind of problems. Some problems come from the body, which we very well know. And the second is it comes from the mind. Attachment, aversion, too much desire, jealousy, hatred, all these things, they just make the mind more and more scattered. Intensely scattered. Hence the Upanishad says, the moment the mind is extroverted, you have a spiritual fall. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. The Shruti says, the moment the mind goes out, patati, you fall. And when the same mind is turned towards Bhagavan, who is within you in your own heart, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam, Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati, in your own heart as your own Antarayami, as your real being. When the mind is turned there, then that Shivam, that peace, that beatitude, Ananda, it is revealed. And who deserves to know it? The Adhikari. Nirmatsaranam satam vedyam. no competition with anyone, no aversion to anyone. Their mind is so pure that they are a friend to all. Such devotees, only they can know Bhagavan in his true form, because Bhagavan is there in everyone's heart. So true bhakti means you see Bhagavan everywhere. Yet sarvatra tadikshanam. In many, many places Bhagavatam says, with open eyes you see Bhagavan. You need not close the eyes. When you move about in the world, wherever you go, you meet friends. Sarvabhuta suhrit. Because Ishvara is a suhrit to all. Suhridam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shantimirchati. When you know that true friend inside your heart, then you also become a true friend to everyone. You cannot hate anyone, adveshta. So such a devotee is the highest form of devotion, is that where with open eyes while you are living in the world, there is Ishvaranubhuti. The Vedanti says it is Sahaja Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That is the term that they use. A Samadhi which is ever present, even while interacting, living in the world, there is that current in the heart. And even when the mind goes out, wherever the mind goes, it meets Bhagavan there. When the mind goes through the senses, women are sitting here, men are sitting here, girls are sitting here, boys are sitting there, old people are sitting there. This is the mind. And the Upanishad says, who is sitting? Tvam stri, tvam pumanasi, tvam kumara utava kumari, tvam jirno dandena vanchasi, tvam jato bhavasi vishvato mukaha. O Bhagavan, you are in the form of that stri, you are in the form of that purusha, you are in the form of kumara, you are in the form of kumari. You are in the form of that old man with his walking stick. You are the bird. You are the rain cloud. Thus goes the Upanishad. Shvetashvatara Shruti. So this kind of bhakti, in the highest bhakti, Bhagavatam, that we are going to see now, about that only Vasudeva is asking. Because Vasudeva said, Narada, give us that Bhagavata Dharma. Even in the jail, Krishna taught us this Bhagavata Dharma. Even while they were in the jail, in the prison, when Krishna appeared, the first teaching that he gave is, you can of course love me as your child, but remember that I am Bhagavan. Like that, whomsoever you see, when you have affection towards them, remember that you are not affectionate to the body, but to the inner being, the Antaryami Bhagavan. Practice this again and again and again, till you are constantly aware that whatever name and form you are seeing in the world is His name, His form. Then, whether you open your eyes or close your eyes, you will remain naskalet na padediha. We will see here. No spiritual slip is possible. No spiritual fall is possible. So Narada is going to speak about that, and Vasudeva, Krishna's father, he is asking, "O Swami, teach me Bhagavata Dharma." It is very rare that someone like you will come to house. Such a great teacher we have got. And when such a great teacher speaks, yana shrutva, by listening to him, martyaha, martya means the mortal, destined to die. Such a person, muchyate, he becomes free. Free from what? Sarvataha, from everything, from everywhere, bhayat, from fear. This is all very, very significant, because when we lead our life, we know that every corner of our life there is fear. Not only fear in the sense of bhayam, in the sense of fear only. Desire is fear, jealousy is fear, arrogance is fear, competition is fear, ambition is fear, and death is fear, old age is fear, disease is fear. Everywhere there is that. So Vishwataha Bhayat, and I want to be free of it. Please tell us how to be free of this mysterious, strange phenomenon that is happening around Vichitra. That Vichitra Vyasana. Rajannevam Krita Prashno Vasudevena Dhimatam Pritastamaha Devarshihi Harehe Samsmarito Gunaihi. When Vasudeva asked this, Narada Maharshi entered into a state of ecstasy, into Bhava Samadhi. Samsmarito Gunaihi. He was just taken to that plane. There was a shift in him. And he said, "Oh King Vasudeva, the nishchaya that has come over you to listen to Bhagavat Katha, Bhagavat Tattvam, that is really the result of great austerity. Samyake tadvyavasitam." When I see you all sitting here, morning, those who arrange talks in Bengaluru, many of them told me in the beginning, in Bengaluru, morning talk will not work. I told them, wherever I go, it is working. Why? Say, you might be going to Chennai, Kerala, but in Bengaluru, we know better than you, it will not work. But see, all of you are here. And this decision to listen to Bhagavad Katha, about that Bhagavatam says, Samyagetat Vyavasitam. Samyak means it is good. It is great anugraha that you have taken the decision to listen to Bhagavatam. Yat pruchase Bhagavatan Dharman stvam Vishwabhavanan. Shrutonu patito dhyataha Adrito va anumoditaha Sadhyaha punati saddharmaha Deva Vishwadruhopihi. See who is qualified to listen. Very large-hearted. Bhagavan Vedavyasa says, Vishwadruh, a global terrorist. It is not that simply is in Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or Kerala somewhere in some corner. He is there to create problem in the universe. Such a one also, such a terrible fellow. Apichet suduracharaha, even if he is of the worst character, achara, even such a person, if he can listen to this Adhyatma Tattva, Sadhyaha Punati, instantaneously then and there he is purified. And in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says you should consider him as a sadhu, as a saint. Because he has taken the decision to get Bhagavan, attain Bhagavan. And the moment you decide, you are free, Shruto Nupatito Dhyataha. If you listen, Shrutaha, you are not leaving it here, you go home, take the Bhagavatam, which portion did today Swami speak, look at it, mark it, contemplate on it. Anupatitaha. Anu means behind, continuing. There is a continuation in your swadhyaya. This is listening. Then you go and do the swadhyaya. The portion you take, some people, they listen, and whatever they have heard, they give it as dakshina to the acharya and go. Tadiyam vastu govinda tubhyameva samarpaye. Whatever is yours, I am offering you. So it is not like that. You listen, anupatitaha. See, this is a sadhana. This is a sadhana. The sorrow, the pain of a teacher is that when he has taught something for so many years, and when he asks something to the student, the disciple, nothing is coming out. So that is there inside, it goes inside, he works on it, anupatitaha, not only simply intellectual, dhyataha, the deep contemplation is there. How to absorb that teaching? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. This is some other form of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Anupatana and Dhyana. And how is he doing it? He is not doing it like a academic person, research person. Adritaha, with immense reverence, bhakti. When you do reading of Bhagavatam, you are sitting in front of Krishna. Bhagavatam itself is Krishna, but you have a room where you worship Bhagavan, and Bhagavan's photo is there, idol is there, you worship, do puja, and then read. It is not like reading some scientific book or some novel or something like that. So adritaha, the way the spiritual study must be done, it is swadhyayo vai deva pavitram. It's a Vedic mantra where it says, it purifies you, makes you divine. It's a great sadhana. It is not simply intellectual exercise. Veda says, tadhi tapaha, that is a great tapas. Because when you do some other sadhana like japa, like puja, sometimes it can become mechanical. But here, when you really sincerely listen and absorb the teaching and meditate on it, your whole being is involved in it, adritovam. And when you see this in some people, those who are devoted to Bhagavan, when you meet devotees, anumodidaha, with great happiness you look at them, you have the company of them. When you have all these qualities, at least one of them, that very moment you are purified. Saying this, Narada says, see, the great sage, he is not having the bhava that I am going to give you this jnanam. You have asked to sit there. No. Narada says, because you have asked, I am reminded of Hari. Because you have asked, because of you, I am reminded of Bhagavan. One small child came to Sri Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna gave him that Bengali sweet, some sandesh or something like that. And he just pinched his chin and asked him, what do you want? His cheeks, he just touched him like that and asked him, what do you want? And that child said, Thakur, I want Ishvara Sakshatkar, God realization. And Ramakrishna was in ecstasy, he was in Bhava Samadhi. He said, see, Mahendra, this child is asking for Bhagavan. He is really Purna. And he hugged that child is Purna Chandra Ghosh. And Ramakrishna was greatly concerned about him. Ramakrishna told him to lead a complete spiritual life, but he could not do that. He had to live in a family as a householder, and he had to undergo a lot of troubles. That is the world. That is what the world is storing for us, Vichitra Vyasanam. So one day, he decided to commit suicide. The rope technique. So, he was preparing for hanging himself. So before dying, let me read a few lines from Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. By the time the book has come, or after some very many years, he opened the book. There he was reading, Ramakrishna is very much concerned about Purna. So when he read this, oh, Thakur is concerned about me, he is thinking about me, why should I commit suicide? Somebody told me few years back, when I told this story or something, he said, it happened in my life. I was about to commit suicide. Then before committing suicide, I wanted to listen to Bhagavatam. And those days the CD was there. So he said, I listened. And then I said, I will complete the Saptaham. And this I came out of it, he said. So, this spiritual knowledge is really a saving knowledge. So here Narada says, Tvaya parama kalyanaha punyashravana kirtanaha shravito bhagavanadya devo narayano mama. Shravitaha, you have made me listen. Tvaya, by you, Parama Kalyanaha, that supremely auspicious Bhagavan. Punya Shravana Kirtanaha, you listen or you talk about him. You sing about him, you are purified. You are made Punya, sacred, Pavitra. Shravido Bhagavanadya Devo Narayano Mama Atrapi Udaharanti Mam Itihasam Puratanam Arshabhanam Cha Samvadam Videhasya Mahatmanaha. I will narrate a itihasa. Itihasa means history. Something which happened long back. Iti iha asa asit. Something happened like this long back. In the palace of Videha. Videha is Janaka. And Videha means the bodiless one. He himself was a Jivan Mukta. Mahatmanaha Videhasya, a Samvadaha, a dialogue happened between him and Arshabhaha, Rishabhaputraha, the sons of Rishabhadeva, about whom we spoke yesterday. Samvadam Puratanam, very ancient, sacred conversation that happened between them. And that I will tell you. Yesterday I told about those Navayogis. Kavir harir antarikshah prabuddhah pipalayanaha Avirhotrota drumilaha jamasakkara bhajanaha te ete Bhagavad Drupam Vishwam sadasadatmakam Atmanaha avyatirekena pashyanto vyacharan mahim. All these 9 sages, they were moving about so free in the world. Even to move about in the world in utter freedom, you need jnanam. And what was their state? Bhagavad Drupam Pashyantaha. They are constantly seeing Bhagavad Drupam. But they were also seeing the Vishwam. And Vishwam is Bhagavad Drupam. Vishnu Sahasranama. First Nama of Vishnu is Vishwam. That's all. Vishwasmai Namaha. The universe that you are seeing in front of you is not this Jadavastu Anatma, it is Vishnu. And Vishwam Sadasadatmakam, 2 dimensions. One is Sat, the other is Asat. Sat is what is inside in our heart in the center as I. That is Sat. That is the only thing which is existence. In English we say existence. But what is existence? Prajnanam Brahma. Existence is something which should be known by its own light, self-effulgent. But this mic, or all of you in front of me, I just close my eyes, I cannot see. Or even when I am seeing you, I can only see you, I cannot in any way understand you. It is all simple absurdity that we think we can understand somebody by staying with them, by becoming familiar with them. Everyone is a stranger. The only way that you can understand another person is by becoming him or her, become one with them. And the way you understand him is as the self. In fact, even to understand our own mind and body is not possible. That is why you go to a doctor. Why should you go to another person to ask about what is the problem in my body, doctor? And the doctor goes to another doctor. Because it is anatma. You consider the body as me. If the body is me, how can another person know about it? You should be the first person who knows about it, but you are yourself unaware. You take a pencil and paper and draw a picture. This is liver, this is kidney, this is brain. And the teacher asks, stand up, where is kidney? The boy says, it is here. Write 10 times. All this joke that all of us have done. Kidney is in this place, even though I am doubtful where it is. Heart is there, right side or left side. Even about our own nearby things, we are strangers. So the body is anatma, hence it is called asat. And the world is anatma, it is called asat. And atma is not something which you have to know. This basic error we have to remove. We think we have to know the atma. Atma is not something which you have to know. It is the only thing which you know. You don't know that you know it. That is the only problem. You already know it because it is the only thing which is shining forth in you by its own light, Swayam Prakasha. Even if you sit in a dark room, the only thing you are aware is your own existence as I. And you don't any other light to know that existence, effulgence, and happiness, peace. It's all there in the self. Sat Chit Ananda. And Bhagavata says that is Krishna. So where will you look for Krishna? He is your own self. Krishnamenam avehitvam atmanam akilatmanam. He is the Atman. And Krishna says in Gita, Aham Atma Gudakesha. So he is there in your Atma. By knowing that self, and the Asat and Sat and Vishwam Avyatirekena, all these Navayogis, they are moving about in the world free because they are seeing everything as Atma. Avyatirekena Pashyantaha Vecharan Mahim. And they had no pratibandha anywhere. They can go any world. Avyahadeshtagadayaha Surasiddha sadhya gandharva yaksha narakinnara nagalokanu. Wherever you go, you get bound, but they will not get bound. Muktaha charanti muni charana bhutanatha vidyadhara dvijagavam bhuvanani kamam. At that time, one Videha Chakravarti, there were many Videha Chakravartis. So Nimi Chakravarti was doing a yaga, and all the sages were there doing the yaga, a Chaturhotra Yajna. And when they were pouring ghee into the fire, as saying Swahakara, Agnaye, Swaha, putting there, the fire was leaping. And suddenly the sages observed, and the king also looked, that the fire is indicating something, a higher presence, a divine presence, because the fire is the first being to recognize that higher presence. Because Devamukha, it is the face of Devas. So the fire, that Agni Deva, suddenly just leapt high and expressed a worshipful attitude. Then all the sages, they turned back and looked. There they found all these 9 Jivan Muktas, Kavi, Hari, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pippalayana, Avirhotra, Drumila, Chamasa, Karabhajana. All these great yogis were standing there, and they were also like fire, says Bhagavata. Rochamananu. Surya Sankashanu Mahabhagavadan Nrupaha Yajamanaha Agnayaha Vipraha Sarvayeva Upatastire. The king, he stood up, all the Brahmanas, they stood up, and the fire also stood up. Videhastanaha Abhipretya Narayana Parayanan Prita Sampujayan Chakre. He made them sit in their asanas and did Pada Puja. He worshipped them, and they were all shining, each one of them were shining like a Agni Nala. Tan Rochamanan Swarucha. They were like Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, Brahmaputropamane Nava. Papracha Paramah Pritaha Prashrayavanato Nrupaha. I'm going very slow because we can continue whenever we get a time. So the king is asking, the moment you get a great sage, you have to use. Because it is very rare that you will get such an opportunity. You should be able to utilize that presence. So he said, Manye Bhagavata Sakshad Parsharasanvo Madhudvishaha. I understand that you are the Parshada of Bhagavan. Parshada means direct disciples of Bhagavan. You are the direct devotees of Bhagavan. Vishnoho Bhutani. We know Bhutani as Shiva Bhutagana, but here says Vishnu also Bhutagana. Bhudatta Alvar, Pe Alvar. Vishnu Bhaktas also, they are also named like Buddha Alvar, Pe Alvar. Some Alvar is like a Pei. Pei means ghost. Like Budam. Because they don't care about physical appearance. They are careless about physical appearance. They just move about in that lahari, inundation of Bhagavad Bhakti, Bhagavad Bhava. So you move about in this world, purifying the world. Pavana yacharantihi durlabho manusho dehaha. This human body is very, very rare to get. Some we have all got. and population is increasing. Somebody is asking why population is increasing if human birth is great. And all other species, they are slowly becoming less and less. And one Swami, when boy asked him, the Swami told, because all of them are becoming, see, people from nursery class to 10th standard, there is a rule in government school. If they write, they should be made pass. Right to wrong is not there. Simply write, scribble something, you will be passed to next class. Because otherwise, formerly there were problems. Second standard, somebody will be sitting and he will be elder than the teacher, older than the teacher. He is still in the second standard. So to avoid that problem, they decided up to 10th, somehow let him move. While they come to 10th, they will stay there. Because no more in the school, he has to go out, again and again write the exam. 10 times 10th. 20 times 10th, and all life they will be going on writing 10th standard. Like that, right from a plant up to the human body, they have come. In human body, they got stuck. So population is increasing. Good logic, right? See, informally there was a gramophone plate is there, no? Even now somewhere it is available. Sometimes in some track it will get blocked and it will not go to the next track. I first found this and the song was also very significant. Once it sang, again it sang, third time also, fourth time also. And it is that M.K. Tyagaraja Bhagavatar famous Tamil song, Soppana Vaalvil Magizhundu Subramanya Swami Unai Marande. The song is very significant. I was, because of my delusion, that I was hypnotized by this dream-like worldly life. Oh Lord, I forgot you. Again and again the same song. Unless someone from outside comes and puts the pin in the next track, it will not complete. Like that, people have come to human body and again punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Iha samsare bahu dustare, how to cross? Dustara samsara sagara sthirna. Sadashiva Brahmendra says, somehow I crossed this very difficult samsara sagara. Guru karunayaiva nama. Praktana bhagyanukula marutaya. He says, by the boat of Guru Kripa, Guru Karunayaiva Nava, and that boat needs a wind to take it to the other shore, and that wind is Praktana Bhagyanukula Maruta. That Maruta is that wind, and all the Purva Punya that one has done, the grace, it is the wind which takes this boat to other shore. By the grace of the Master, by the Purva Punya, by all these things, confluence of all these factors, at last I have crossed the ocean of samsara, he says. So here also, this Manushya Janma is very rare, and we don't know when it will end. We are sitting here, don't know next year we will be here. Even to hear that, fear. You don't know. It's all unsure. So before death comes, Sheravarum Jagattire, in one Tamil devotee sang, before you die, to attain this knowledge, come and listen. So here, Videha says, Durlabho manusho dehaha dehinam kshanabhanguraha tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshanam. Even very rare is that even after getting a human birth, the longing to attain jnanam arises in a person. The longing to attain Bhagavan or Bhakti or spiritual life in any form. It arises in such a person, and much rarer is that he comes in contact with an enlightened being, a real sage. When all these factors come together, something very, very divine happens there. So here the king says, all these factors are here now. We are doing a yajna, all the sages are here, and here I want to listen. Even in the sabha of a Janaka, constantly there will be Vedanta Vicharam. So I am asking you how to attain kshema. Kshema means saukyam, happiness. I should be safe, I should be free of fear, I should have peace of mind, happiness, everything, all this collectively is called kshema. We generally ask kshema markela. And our kshema we know. Some days there is kshema, suddenly it goes away. So, atyantikam kshemam prichhamo bhavato naghaha. I am asking about atyantika kshema, that permanent kshema, that's complete kshema by attaining which I will feel completely contented. Samsaresvin kshanardhopi satsanga shevadhir nrinam. In this samsara, even for a split second, if you get the darshana of a sadhu, a satsanga happens, it is the greatest treasure. It is indeed the greatest treasure. Shevadhi means treasure. Kshanardha, kshana means one moment, ardha means half of a second. So kshanardhopi satsangaha shevadhir nirnam. Sometimes, even for a moment, one person from Alappuzha district, I think in Kerala, once he went to see Kanchi Paramacharya, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami. And he was going there for the first time. According to him, he was going to see the sage for the first time. So when he went there, it's very well known about such feats with Paramacharya. So he asked, "Ni Alappuzhalendu varaya?" He asked, "Are you coming from Alappuzha?" He said, "Yes, yes." "How do you know?" "Now unna paathirukene." He said, "I have seen you." He asked, "When?" He said, 1927 or something. He is going there when it is perhaps 40 or 50. Swami said 1927 or something, in those years only visited Kerala. That time I was crossing somewhere in that backwaters in a boat. The opposite side, you were coming, right? He asked. In another boat. This person said, I never thought that Periva will remember this, because I was coming with my father and my father told this is Kanchi Swami Shankaracharya or something. I had a glimpse of him, that's all. So, see, he later on he said, whether I have seen him or not, he is remembering me. In Ramanacharana also this incident happened. There was one person whom we used to refer as TRS in the office. And TRS was a good Bhagavan Ramana's devotee. After many years, when his daughter was about to get married, he went to see Paramacharya. And then Swami asked him, you are coming from this village somewhere in Tanjavur, somewhere, I don't remember the place. You are coming from that village? Because he is seeing Paramacharya after many years or something like. So Acharya asked him, you belong to this village? Ni anda veetu payyana? He asked, you belong to this house? He said, yes. Then Swami said, so many years before, I was staying there for Chaturmasya or for some other occasion. Then early morning I wanted to have some hot water. So when I came out of the house, I saw a 9 or 10-year-old boy standing there. I asked him, hey, konjam poi venneer eduthunu varaya? And the boy ran inside and brought hot water to me. Nee thane and the payyan? You are that boy, yes. So, he was saying, see how they will feel. So, a person who is seeing so many and remembers, it is not actually remembrance, it is something else. When you see, the moment it comes out, that's all. So, even for a moment, a very casual contact with a saint, it stays there as a divine experience which cannot be neglected. So here says, Chanardobhi, even for a moment, Satsanga, you get Satsanga, it is great Nidhi, Shevadhir Nrinam. It is a great Nidhi. Hence, I don't want to waste it. Dharman Bhagavatam Brutal Yadinaha Shrutaye Kshamam Yaihi Prasannah Prapannaya Dasyati Atmanam Api Ajaha. The language is couched in bhakti. The shlokas are all filled with bhakti, but it is speaking pure jnanam. Here he says, tell me the Bhagavata Dharma. If I deserve to hear it, Shrutaye Kshamam. See, this humility is always there in that Bhagavata Sampradaya. When we listen to the teaching, what will Bhagavan give? Bhagavan will give Atmanam. He will give you himself. And who is he? Ajaha, the unborn one. The unborn one, the birthless one, will give you himself. Means what? He will remove your ignorance that you are born. He will remove your ignorance that you have death. He will remove your ignorance that you will have old age. You have a body. See here, the speakers are all the bodiless beings, Jivan Muktas. And the listener, the person who asks, he is also Videha, the bodiless one. The teacher is bodiless, the listener, the student is also bodiless, no body comes in between. Nobody is there. That is, no body is there. Only he speaks, he listens. The speaker is he, the listener is he. So, please teach us the way to be absolutely fearless. Evam te nivina prishta vasudeva mahattavaha pratipujya abruvan pritya sasadasya ritwijam nrupam. See, this is Bhagavata Sampradaya. In our Sampradaya also, when a sannyasi gives sannyasa to another brahmachari, the brahmachari will do puja to the guru and the guru will also do puja to the shishya. Because now it's all one. Like that, when these Navayogis arrived, Videha did puja to them. But when the Videha asked for this teaching, these Navayogis did puja to Videha, outwardly or inwardly, some bhava, pratipujya, he says, worshipping Videha with worshipful look. See, when Narendra came to Sri Ramakrishna did puja to him, because he found that he is a worthy boy, so put flower in his head and worshipped him and said, you are Narayana, all these things. But Narendranath thought this priest is mad. He is doing puja to me. So this is a sampradaya. Bhagavan Ramana, T.K. Sundareshwara asked Bhagavan, so many people are doing namaskara to you. How do you receive? Bhagavan said, even before they enter the hall, I have done namaskara to them. Even before they come here, I have done namaskara to them. That namaskara is so natural there. So they need not do outer namaskara. Nistutihi, nirnamaskaraha, niswadhakara yevacha, chalachala niketasya yatir yadrichiko bhaved. The yati, sannyasi need not do namaskara, the Shastra says. It is not that he is arrogant. He is constantly namaskara only. No I or no me. So namaskara is constant there. So after expressing their worshipfulness to the king, they started speaking. The first teacher is that Kavi. Kavi means a real sage, poet. Only a sage is a poet. So he said, to be absolutely fearless, you have to do Bhagavat Bhajanam. Manye akuta shidbhayamachyutasya padambujopasanam atra nityam udvigna buddhehe asadatma bhavat vishwatmana yatra nivartate bhihi. Very, very, very condensed, compressed shloka. It contains so much. We are all In the world, we are all afraid, and we want to be free of fear. Everything makes us afraid. Bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, vitte nriparat bhayam, mane dainya bhayam, bale ripu bhayam, rupe jaraya bhayam, shastre vadi bhayam, gune khala bhayam, kaye kritantat bhayam, sarvam vastu bhayanvitam, bhuvi nrinam vairagyameva abhayam. When you want to do bhoga, there is roga bhayam. Want to enjoy, there is fear of disease. In a good family, you are afraid your family name will go if something happens. You have money, you are afraid of income tax, king, Raja. And young, beautiful body, you are afraid of old age. And at last, death. Like that, everything is fear. So, akutashid bhayam, fear from no place. No fear. To whom? One who is in padambujopasanam. Padambujopasanam means, verbal meaning is worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. You have bhakti, you have no fear. That is true. Many bhaktas, they sing that we are not afraid of anyone. Anjuvadu yadondrumillai, anjavaruvadumillai. No fear. So bhakti also gives you freedom from fear. And jnanam also gives you freedom from fear, because when the second is there, it is fear. So actually here, although it speaks in the language of bhakti, the result is jnanam. We will see later on. Bhitirnama dvitiyat bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshataha. That we will see. When the second one is there, fear is there. Udvigna buddhi. He says the buddhi is constantly thinking. Stress, strain, depression, ignorance, all these things makes the brain dull, insensitive, agitated. Udvigna buddhi. Why the buddhi is udvigna? Because it considers that the world is real. Something is out there. Unless I solve that something which is happening out, I cannot rest in peace. At least your body, mind, you can do something. But if you have to be peaceful, after the election, and only if the result comes according to my wish, only then I will be peaceful, then it is very difficult. Your peace or happiness depends on something happening outside. Then that is very difficult. And you consider that the world is real, then itself it is very difficult. One person who was a good sadhaka, he was constantly worried about ozone layer. There are holes in ozone layer. Now we have to take cement and go there and put. It is not possible. Something in the world you take real, something happens in the... That is why Bhagavan Ramana said, Somebody asked about world war. Bhagavan said, where is world war? Where is the world that you are speaking about? Even the ashram, he never considered that it exists. Because there were problems around. So many problems. He lived there unaffected because he said it is not real. Nothing is there. The second person was not there for him. If the second person is there, then the mind will operate. See, thoughts are needed only for the other. Thoughts are not needed for you. Have you ever observed it? For the self, thoughts are not needed. It just exists, that's all. In spontaneity, something comes. But the moment you have the other to deal with, you have to think, no other way. Asadatma bhavat. And when you think the body is me, then also you can see the other is not simply other person. Your own body is another thing. And you have no control over it. However scientifically you will develop, it is going to die. You paint it with all things, you will grow old. People try to appear young by putting dye, even though you know you will die. All these things, but even if you put all those things, you will die. With all that, the old person will look like a buffoon. Because old age has its own beauty. So this will not solve the problem. The body is anatma, it is non-self, it is not you. So when you consider the body as real, something happens, udvega comes. Because you consider the asat as real, udvega comes, agitation comes. And fear follows. Bhaya comes. Kutashit bhayam. Here he says akutashit bhayam. From some corner fear comes. I will not fear all these things, but this, I am not afraid of anyone. I can stand before the bayonets and somebody is pointing the gun. I can stand there, but I am afraid of a rat. Kutashit bhayam. Somewhere the fear is there. Akutashit bhayam. Fear from no place. How to be fearless from everything? By becoming everything. Vishwatmana. He says Vishwatma. I am the Vishwam. I am the universe. I am one with all. I am everyone. Whom to be afraid of? Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijanadaha tatra komoha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. All have become my own self. Ekatvam. So no moha, no shoka, nothing. So this is how the Bhagavata is fearless. When this knowledge arises in a person, he is doing only one upasana, that is Atmetyeva Upasita. He looks at everyone as the Atman and is constantly aware of his own real nature, and he knows nothing else exists other than Bhagavan. Then there is no udvega, no asadatma bhava, hence no agitation. The cause of agitation is we do not have faith in Bhagavan. Bhagavan is running the show. Why should I fear? At least if we have that kind of faith, then also we can rest. Even that is not there. That is why this agitation comes. So when the person knows that the entire Vishwam, the universe is me, is one whole, then nivartate bhihi, the fear goes away. So upasana is a word that we said, spiritual practice is upasana. Bhakti is upasana. And that upasana, Bhagavan has revealed in many texts in the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere. And very simple methods are revealed. Anjaf pumsama vidusham. Even for the ignorant, mediocre people, they can also have the spiritual life. Such upayas, such methods are revealed, through which one can attain the self-knowledge, Atmalabdhi. That we will narrate, says the Kavi Yogeshwara, that we will see today evening. Of course, evening we will complete this, the first Yogeshwara's teaching. So this evening is the third session, last talk of this series. And tomorrow morning 10 o'clock, Disha is an organization. They are having a series of lectures the whole year. By many scholars, they wanted to inaugurate that in Shankaramat tomorrow morning. So the topic they have given is ethics from epics. That is their topic. But I said, I will speak, then you write the topic. After that you can write, this is the topic. So that we will, tomorrow is in the Shankaramat. Evening we will again see this beautiful Upadesha, very profound Upadesha of Kavi Yogeshwara, the Navayogi Upakhyanam. Then we will continue whenever available. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Yato mamatma bhavasittvameva tato navachyam mama kinchidasti yathataveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhajami.